Hi everyone, in today's video I wanted to talk a little more about the internal external transformation, the marriage between the two, and why you would want to have both an internal or an external, and if you'd actually segment them separately and have them separately. So of course you can have them separately is the quick answer. Why you would do them together, and I'll give you some examples. First of all, what do I refer to when I talk about internal transformation? Internal transformation is basically where am I at right now and where is it that I want to get to? So there's a number of processes that we follow to get you to where you need to be. Example, you might, and we look at all different areas of your life as well. So it could be based on your health and fitness, it could be based on your career, it could be based on your relationships or your finances, whatever it may be. Where is it that we want to get to? So I give you all the tools that you need to get there. So example, let's say that with your health, for example, and fitness, you might feel that you're only operating at 50%, and ideally you'd like to get to 70% or 80%. So we say, okay, what are the steps to get there? Now, of course, any fitness person will tell you, well, it's really easy. Exercise, eat well, make sure you get into a routine, and there's your fitness goals. That's how you get there. And that's all well and good for someone who lives and breathes that. But for those people that maybe they do need a bit of motivation, maybe they do need to really, we break down, why do you really want it? Why is it important to you? What does it mean to you if you don't get it? So this, that extraction process really helps you understand how fundamental it is to you to reach that goal. And it may not be your goal. We may do the activity and you might say to yourself, actually, I've discovered that that's not really all that important to me. I like the idea of it, but to do the transformation itself, not really that important. Then we have a look at, for example, your career path. Let's say you're in a job that you've been in for a long time. Yeah, look, you love it. It's great. It's stable. You feel secure in it, but you don't jump out of bed every day wanting to rush off to work. So is there something else that you do? Do you have another skill set that you have that you'd love to explore more and actually make that become your career? So what is it that you need to get there? Is it, do you need to study further? Do you need to perhaps surround yourself in that environment that's going to give you the tools that you need to really play in that space? And then relationships. So relationships is always an interesting one, especially for those people that are single, because a lot of the time what I hear is that it's always looking for the ideal partner, the ideal man, the ideal woman. We have an idea of what it is that we want, but when we go out, whether it be going out on a date or having a chat to someone, we believe that certain things are fine and then other things aren't. Then we meet that person and we think, actually, maybe that wasn't such a great thing, or maybe there were these things that didn't really gel for me, or they're not really aligned to who I am. So my activities around that are all about really focusing on, well, are your value systems the same? Whereabouts would those people hang out? What sort of a family would that person come from? How do you want them to make you feel? What would you like to share with them in terms of your moral compass? So things like that. So actually focusing on what is it that you really want, rather than looking at the package, understanding that sometimes the package can look a little different, but the contents are absolutely perfect. And I talk about that quite a lot because I think a lot of people make the mistake of going, oh my gosh, I want this perfect thing, but there's no such thing as a perfect thing. So breaking it down, again, similar to the fitness, breaking it down, is this important to you? Why is it important to you? What does it mean to you if you get it, etc., etc. So they're the processes on the internal transformation. Now, how do they marry to your external transformation, and what does that actually mean? again, we all know about branding, digital footprint, congruency, authenticity. We've all heard these words and they're out there in social media, you know, to exhaustion. What does it mean with the external transformation? So you might have a day where, or actually let me give you this analogy, which is perfect. You don't go to the gym in your business clothes, right? If you were to turn up to the gym in your business clothes, you'd look a little silly, right? And equally, you would have all seen, you know, there are people that turn up to the gym in absolutely pristine, wonderful gear, all color coordinated. They look amazing. And I think in the past, I've seen videos on a lot of people talking about this and saying, fake it till you make it. You know, the better dressed you are, the more people think that you're right on track and you've got everything that it takes to be wonderful at that particular activity. So with that same thought process in mind, this is part of what we do with the external transformation. So no doubt you would have been in your wardrobe at some point in time and thought, oh, I've got nothing to wear, yet you've got a wardrobe full of clothing. First thing we tend to do is, well, let's go out and buy more. But the buying more isn't actually going to help you have more or have something extra to wear. In fact, sometimes, and I've heard a lot of clients say, well, I thought I'd just go and buy that and I thought it would go really well with that, but then I brought it home and it didn't work at all. And that's exactly right. So the external transformation really focuses on, well, who are you? You know, who are you? Do you love having fun? Do you want to be taken seriously at work? Are you about to go into a really important meeting? Are you looking at upgrading your career? What do you want people to notice about you when they meet you? Remembering that, I think it takes 30 seconds to a minute for someone to actually have an idea about who you are. So this is where it's really important to make sure that there is some congruency. And by the way, you can be anyone. I mean, you can wake up one morning and say, oh, well, I feel a bit sporty. I want to wear something a bit more sporty today. Or you could wake up another day and say, oh, I want to wear something a bit trendy. So, and of course, it's very much aligned to where are you going? Who are you meeting with? What sort of an impression you want to leave? So this is where the marriage between internal and external is so important, because it's not just about, dressing up every day. It's about, what do I want the world to know about me? What do I want them to, how do I want to make them feel when they meet me? So these things are all things that we cover in both the internal and external. Is there one that's more important than the other? Not really. I mean, you can absolutely do them separately. You can do them together. Look, there will always be components, even if you go with some of my services, which are Uncover Your Style, Wardrobe Revamp. Even if you do those, there will always be an element. I will always ask clients, how do you want to feel? You know, what message do you want to send? What are some words that you feel that resonate for you? So there's always got to be, anyway, a component of who you are in your clothing. There's always got to be something. And of course, there's many, many other factors, but they're just some of the most important things. So I hope that's helped. Please give me some feedback. Would love to know if any of this resonates for you, and if there's particular topics that you'd like me to discuss or go into a bit more depth, please feel free to let me know. Hope you've enjoyed the video.